Apparently, big money came in and said that the 4-year cycle is over. And we've actually heard a lot of that conversation, a lot of that discourse all over the internet for a really, really long time. And I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think anybody knows if it's true or not. I don't even think the people that are saying it know if it's true or not, because at the end of the day, big money, investors that do incredibly well, they know the market does not care about them or their feelings. If they have insider information, that's a little bit different. And that does happen in traditional finance and stocks and in all of that jazz. But at the end of the day, we're just here. We're having commentary about the market, what's going on with the market, and what we can potentially expect. And the way that we do that is through self-education. And that's a cool thing about crypto and Bitcoin, is that you are able to look at different information. And if you're one of the good ones, if you're one of the really, really good critical thinking ones, which again is a lost art in 2025, you can look at both sides of the situation and take that and then use it for your analysis. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Solana and XRP. Are they forming a partnership? Some of that discourse. I've got this special announcement with VeChain I'm going to announce today as well. Good morning to TikTok, to YouTube, to X, which I think I might have some words for some of you on X. We'll see how that goes today. Rumble and Twitch and whatnot. I know no tube top because it's cold outside. Also, too, we're streaming a little bit earlier today because my daughter, she has a concert, her spring concert, or her winter concert tonight. And she got the solo for worship group, which is great. And yeah, so my life revolves around her. And that's a cool thing about what I do, is I get to create my own schedule based off of my daughter's schedule. And that's essentially my dream. And I'm able to live that dream. Yes, I am on Twitch. So it's really, really great. I think that's like, I think in 2025, because when you have kids, generally both parents have to work, which it is what it is. It's the way the economy is. And there's some cases where that's not the case, which God bless them. But most people have to work to make ends meet, and that's okay. But I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom and whatnot. And I also want to let you guys know I'm really, really proud of my daughter. And we'll get into the news. I'm really, really proud of her because she's in 4th grade and she has already learned long division, long multiplication. When I say long multiplication, like 1,000 times 1,000, 5,287 times 4,287. Basics of algebra, they're already starting to do that, and where they have to find the X value, and geometry. And she's in 4th grade. And on top of that, she's bilingual. And on top of that, she plays guitar. She's proficient. So as a parent, I am just over the moon, and I'm so blessed and grateful for that. And that's the true definition of success, is when you're able to create life and that life is able to become more successful than you. And I think that most people, most civil people, most good people, they also want that for themselves. I'm okay at math. I actually had to work really, really hard in math, but my math background actually helped me learn technical analysis. I'm not super great at math, but I can get by. Lawrence said, so good, man. Kids here in Australia don't even do that or use a pen. No, she has to use a pen. At her school, they do computers, but everything is handwritten for the most part, which I absolutely love. Like I'm big in that. I'm old school over here. Oh, Lordy Lord. Oh no, darn it. I didn't do the right thing with YouTube. Hold on a second. Manage. Hold on. Let me do it. Okay. Let's go back to it and see. No, it's not letting me dual stream. The last thing. Oh wait, maybe it will. We'll see. Hold on a second. Can I do the dual streaming? Altered automatic chapters. It happens. I forgot that today. Normally I'm pretty good. Anyways, good morning to our channel members. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for the $10 super chat. To Mike, to D, to Dale, to Mr. R, to John Legend, to gorgeous Alexandra. Who else? We have Everett. We have Gentopia. We have Squat. And everybody else. Thank you guys so much for being here. But let's go ahead and get into it because I have to leave, go get my baby and whatnot. And there's some markets going on. And actually, too, I've been up since 2 in the morning because I can't sleep. And part of it is my autoimmune disease or whatever it is I have. And I'm just absolutely exhausted. But, that's life. We're here. We're healthy for the most part. And let's go ahead and get through it. So as far as the market goes, we'll actually take that. We'll look at that in a little bit. But this is a post from Bitcoin Magazine, and this is Miss Cathie Wood, and we love Cathie Wood. She's pretty awesome. So she's talking about the Bitcoin cycle and is it broken and it's whatnot. And this is not the first person that's talked about the Bitcoin cycle essentially being broken, the 4-year cycle. Which one of the things I want to say is that Bitcoin mining economics is incredibly important, and even if the 4-year cycle is over, it's still going to be important. And it's not talked about as much in 2025, primarily because we don't see as much profit taking and those types of things happen with the Bitcoin miners, because way back in the day, they used to have to take profit to actually sell their Bitcoin, generally OTC, to sustain mining operations. And now they can take out collateralized loans, those different types of things. And we have a story about that too. So Bitcoin mining economics is still important, but it's not as important as it was back in the day because there was less options. So let's hear what Miss Cathie Wood has to say.
It has played the risk-off role at different times during the European sovereign debt crisis, during our regional bank crisis. But right now, it's risk-on. It is climbing another wall of worry, and that is the 4-year cycle. We think the 4-year cycle is going to be disrupted. And what I mean by that is Bitcoin regularly dropped 75 to 90% in its early days. The volatility is going down. It's down about 30 some odd percent. And I think there's a fear of the 4-year cycle. We think that the move by institutions into this new asset class is going to prevent much more of a decline. We may have seen the low.
She's right. She's very much right. The reason why I will agree there is because and I've talked about this on the show too. Because when we're talking about institutions coming in, they have a lot of money. They're not going to they're not going to deploy capital into things where they're going to lose money. That's just not how it works. Okay. So moral of the story is we have institutions that are putting money in. And when we're talking about institutions, even if it's ETFs on behalf of their clients and whatnot, these people have a lot more capital than retail. They're just not long-term holding, because most of us, we will toss money into an ETF as like a Bitcoin ETF. And that we're not planning on taking profit till 65 when we don't get hit by taxes. Like when I have, I've got some money in crypto SEPs and whatnot, and I'm not planning on taking profit for, until I retire, so I don't get hit with that tax ding. But when we're talking about institutions and we're talking about people with a lot of capital, they are going to invest based off of their, in certain cases, based off of the taxes that they pay. And they're going to say, okay, well, I can sell here and make a profit and also pay less in taxes. So they're looking at two different angles. And that's important. So they move a little bit differently. And also too, if they're just dumping capital in, and there's a lot of it, it's just going to kind of create a floor. BlackRock will short this is the thing. BlackRock will play both ends. They diversify, they hedge, they do all kinds of unethical, crazy stuff. It is what it is. In addition to that, Mr. CZ, he was at Bitcoin MENA, I think I say that, and this is what he had to say.
Don't quote me on this, but I think that force will be quite strong. So that force may be strong enough to offset the 4-year cycle. Who knows? Yeah.
So you're saying next year bull market?
We may be seeing a super cycle. Wow. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Super cycle, bull market, whatnot. And this was, he says, don't quote me, which is important to say that. But then again, we have some more big money that's talking about the market. And that is what that is. So as far as that goes, that's what we're hearing happening with the market right now with Bitcoin and with crypto and whatnot. And again, I've talked heavily about the different altcoins that I think will continue to perform well. And those are going to be ones that are crypto spot ETFs, because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? There's big money there. You have to understand, the market doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care what's going on. It cares about making money. And we're just kind of teeny tiny fish that continue to get abused in the market. In addition to that, the Bitwise 10 crypto index ETF, it tracks Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, ADA, Link, Litecoin, Sui, Avalanche, and DOT is now live on NYSE. It actually took a while for this to kind of get approved. And that's good. And we're going to see a lot more of these types of baskets that come into play, which is good. I absolutely like it. Your feelings are important. I know. I thought mine were too. I thought people cared about me, but that's just not how it works. Got like quite a few of you on Ticky Tacky today. I love to see it. I love to see it. So that's what's going on. And then XRP price, we got to talk about this. This is an article from Coindesk, and it says XRP traders' eyes break out above $2.11 as US ETFs cross $1 billion milestone. This is the thing. These types of articles are great because shout out to Gumby and to Cali Crypto. XRP is the most popular crypto asset in the world. It is what it is. I mean, you can argue with me on X all you want, but I've got a decent following on all social platforms, and it's incredibly popular. So we talk about it a lot. And for me personally, I think most people that are holding XRP, they're waiting for the long term. They're waiting for the long term. So the short term price predictions are the $2.11 and whatnot. It's not really that important to most of them. I think most of you guys are looking for that big, that big move up. You never agree or you never argue with women. Well, you should set boundaries. You should. Boundaries are important. So with that being said, yeah, they're just saying that XRP ETFs have surpassed 1 billion in cumulative demand and whatnot. And I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Like, you know, great technical analysis, whatnot. I'm not really big on trading or posting my public trades anymore. It's just never worth my time. We're going to talk about Night in a little bit. It sucks that it's down that much right after the airdrop. So basically a lot of people dumped. That with just looking at this stat here while everything is up, and that sucks because Night is the privacy sidechain of Cardano. But we'll see what happens with that. That will be fine. Cardano's got a great spokesman for themselves, and they'll be fine. hbar is up, XRP is up, Fed is up, lots of things are up, and it's pretty good stuff. Now, as far as let's see over here. See, as far as Bitcoin goes, Bitcoin is up, Ethereum is up, Solana is up, all kinds of stuff is up. And we actually found a really nice local bottom here at about 84,000. I thought we were going to head down a little bit more to 74,000, but I'm always a little bit extra bearish than I need to be. And that's okay, because if I was calling things exactly on the money, we'd have a lot more views and subscribers on this channel, and we would also have a little bit more inside information. And that's not good. We don't want inside information about anything. It's naughty. But we are finally retesting about $94,000. And if you'd like to trade with me, I'm on Kraken, and I'm also on iTrust, depending on what your needs are. The links are going to be down below for that. We're getting ready to break above $94,000 with Bitcoin, which is great. I love to see it. And hopefully we can break out above 94,000 and kind of consolidate between 102 and 94. And there are some people that are calling sorry, my face is just with this dry weather. There are some people calling like $100,000 Bitcoin before end of year. I don't really care though. I care about Bitcoin seeing like $200,000 in 2026, that type of stuff. All right. Now, with that being said, as far as Ethereum goes, I don't care about Ethereum at this current price either. We broke out above support. We broke out above resistance. We flipped it into support, and we're on our way up. And we're getting ready to retest the EMA 200 on the daily. So that's good. I want to see $10,000 Ethereum. Solana's up as well, still consolidating really, really nicely. XRP actually hit 215. So we're there, and we're getting ready to retest 228 if the market sustains bullish. Link is up as well, 1477. ADA is getting close to retest about 50 cents over here. It's probably because of Night, which is the airdrop that was given if you held like BAT, BNB, I want to say Avalanche, XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatnot. You got the airdrop for that. HBAR's up as well. It's a little bit sluggish, but you know, we're getting ready to continue our upward trajectory over here. And that's good. We absolutely love to see it. So that's what's happening with the markets. It's not super, super exciting, but it's, you know, we're doing what we're supposed to do. Now, this is the announcement I wanted to bring to you guys. As you guys know that I do like to support local nonprofits, primarily Self-Care Lab. The way that I am too, like the big nonprofits, great, fine, fantastic, with their administrative fees are stupid. They actually make, they take like 40 or 50% and they put it towards administrative fees. And that's why America is the way it is. And I wish that we would have more YMCAs and we would have more community centers and all that jazz. It's incredibly important for our kids. And you can sit and argue all day long, well, should the state provide, should it not provide? I think that the state should help out in that aspect. Our kids are very, very, very important. And I wish that we cared about them more. I wish society as a whole, for some reason in 2025, really since the panorama, people have really just not prioritized children. And it's really upsetting because what ends up happening is the children that we have today are the ones that take care of society in the future. And if you're showing them that you don't have compassion, that you dislike them, that you have disdain for them, that you look down upon them because of poor choices their parents made, then what you're kind of pushing that onto them as a society moving forward. And that's not okay. Because then they're going to go ahead and treat you that way, which is why there's a lot of discourse between Zoomers, millennials, and boomers. Zoomers and millennials, my people, like to blame the boomers for their failures. And I think it's just an absolutely disgusting thing. But I digress. I was raised a little bit differently. But anyways, you all know that I love the Self-Care Lab. It's a boxing gym that I've been supporting since 2020. I train there. I've gotten services there. And we have lots of kids there that need services. They're inner city kids. And it's important to give back when you can. And I've been donating consistently to them since then. But that's why I have partnered with VeChain. I'm going to be running I got to get my notes and stuff over here. But I'm going to be running a node and whatnot. Where is my little... Here is it. It's over here. It's over here. But yeah, I'm going to be running a validator, part of the validator program for them, expanding reach in crypto education. And 10% of the proceeds I get will go directly to the lab. I'm going to be covering taxes and all of that because, again, it's important. It's important to take care of your local community and help out when you can. So with that being said, I'm absolutely honored to be a part of that. It's a really, really great fit considering that VeChain is focused on sustainability and whatnot and aligns with me. So that's going to be happening. I think we should have the staking link, the validator link. I want to say the 17th or the 19th. So make sure to check that if you guys are interested. That would be absolutely wonderful. Let's see. There we go. And then as far as VeChain, they have the Hayabusa. I hope I probably butchered that, but they have the Hayabusa upgrade. It's now fully live. And it's the second part of the upgrade, switching to a delegated proof of stake, which means that the network validators are now public and permissionless. And under the new model, validator pools can stake up to 600 million VET from the prior 25 million cap. So stake them with me so we can give back to our kids. And I'll probably end up giving more because that's what I do. But I just don't post about it or talk about it. Because that's weird. And then gas token VTHOR rewards go now to stakers, which increases APY and reduces idle tokens for a more deflationary tokenomics environment. So once I get that link, I will be updating you on that. I'm going to be doing an interview with Sunny as well. So yay, I'm excited about that. So shout out to the Self-Care Lab boxing gym that uses boxing as a form of mental health for our inner city kids, especially our young boys. They need that. And to VeChain for making this possible. Now let's take a look at Hedera over here, because while we're talking about, well, we're going to get into a little bit more about privacy when we talk about Night. But Hedera Foundation posted through smart node technology, SilkSuite DEX enables 0% slippage on select markets. Smart node leverage and native power of Hedera to enable smart contractless DeFi experience. And again, they are very, 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 very big on privacy as well, which is important. And it offers gamified DeFi and POW rewards called Fabric Points, claimable as Silk tokens, and supports cross-chain trading and one-click authorization. And Silk token powers the ecosystem, rewards users, and has utility, as in RWAs, which again is a very, very important stuff. Gotta go. Okay, bye. And then Cointelegraph put out this article about tokenized stocks. The market cap of tokenized stocks surged to new all-time highs, around 800 million, up roughly 30 times since the start of the year. And that makes sense because you have projects like Hedera and Ondo and whomever else focusing on RWAs and tokenization. So we're going to continue to see a lot of more than that. And as far as RWAs and tokenization goes, that's part of it's part of vertically integrating crypto into traditional finance because they want to be able to trade 24/7, 365. That type of stuff. And they also want to remove their middleman, and they can do that with Bitcoin crypto. Hey, John. Now, as far as Night goes, it looks like Night is live on Kraken. So again, if you want to be able to grab that or support or to get to be able to start trading it or whatever that is. So eligible Glacier Drop recipients will see Night credited to their Kraken account. I'm going to have to check because I have that over there. But anyways, that's what's going on. And if you guys want to use my link, it's down below. Also, if you use my link, you get $25 in XRP. So shout out to both parties involved. I don't really want to talk about that story. That's dumb. Let's see what we got. We got Michael Saylor. Oh, this one is a big one. I'm going to do a second media piece for you guys on this because no one's going to be like, this is actually really, really, really big. As far as Michael Saylor getting approached by major banks to launch Bitcoin products and services. What I would like to see here, make sure you guys smash the like, that helps me. What I would like to see, like right now, this is just a big money. It's not to retail like us, but this is one of the reasons why I'm not planning on getting rid of any of my Bitcoin, and I'm planning on utilizing it to make my money work for me and take out debt against it. I want to buy more real estate. Told you I'm going to be moving to South Orange County because I got to be bougie. And plus I do want to buy, I've got to help some family members out with some stuff. So it's a good way for me to utilize my Bitcoin, in my personal opinion. So I think that this is good. It's wonderful. It's fine. Fantastic. But again, retail is still losing here. We're still losing here because these services are not available to us. They're available to big money. And that's not okay. That's not part of the ethos of crypto. And that's incredibly problematic for me. Incredibly problematic for me. And I just wish some of the people that are advocating in the Bitcoin space that they did more for retail. But again, when you're poor, when you come from a different background, there is a little bit more of, I don't want to say a struggle, but it is a little bit more work on your end. And that's okay. But it is what it is. And it's good that we can advocate for ourselves. Now, which one over here? Bank CEOs expected to meet senators on crypto market structure. Now, this is important too. The banks are threatened because their bottom line is impacted. So they want to make sure with the FDIC and the stuff on stables and blah, 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 that's all getting taken care of. So CEOs of Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo are meeting with senators Thursday, 2 days from now, which is today's the 9th. Tomorrow's the 10th. We're going to find out if we're going to be getting any interest rate increases, or I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. Hold up. Let me cook here. Interest rate increases or decreases, which at the end of the day for the average retail consumer, this regular people like you and me, it doesn't matter what they do because we still get stuck with the tax bill. And it doesn't really help with any of that. Now, the Senate Banking and Agriculture Committees may vote on a bill in December. Successful committee votes could move legislation to Senate. The bill aims to set clear rules for digital asset markets and strengthen global leadership in crypto. Coinbase also announced that Coinbase and PNC to partner to expand direct Bitcoin access for clients. Basically, they want to offer seamless Bitcoin trading capabilities to eligible private bank clients, bringing traditional finance with the digital asset economy. And this is the issue that I have with Coinbase, okay? Like, I'm really happy about that. It's good for adoption, but realistically, at the end of the day, what is it doing for retail? Bitcoin was created for the people, by the people, like retail, the underdogs. And is this really helping us? Is it? So they're making more money. Everybody else is getting access to better products and services, but we're still kind of stuck here, even though we were the ones that really helped Bitcoin get to where it's at today. So those are just kind of little things that I like to add in there because everybody's just like overly bullish, and that's okay to be bullish and excited, but it's important to add nuance to the conversation about that. But that's okay. Also, Mr. Jamie Dimon again. Blockchain is real and now it's becoming more effective and efficient. And this is after JP Morgan moved 16 trillion in one day. The reason why this is important is because JP Morgan, they didn't like crypto for a long time. And then what they're using here, they're not using the word crypto. And they're not going to use the word crypto because they don't want anything to do with crypto. And the reason why they don't want anything to do with crypto is why would they? Because that's going to impact their bottom line. Blockchain and tokenization and all this other tech, they can use that to improve their bottom line, to improve their products and services and make them more money. So they don't care about crypto. JP Morgan will always be the enemy. Is what it is. Oh boy, guts to go soon. My daughter's school, they do some weird stuff over here. That's just what they do. So congratulations to Jamie Dimon and JP. Now, the CFTC, and a lot of people haven't give Caroline Pham from the CFTC the credit that she deserves because she's been working incredibly hard. I don't want to say behind the scenes, but alongside the industry. And I actually saw a post somebody made. They're like crediting the acting chairman with this, covering the story, but they use a picture of a boy, not her, like this other guy that was actually, I think, anti-crypto, which is ridiculous. And it just, of course it was on X because, X has such great, wonderful information. Feeds full of politics and bots and all kinds of stuff. We love to see it. But this is important. I would like you guys to hear this out. So the CFTC launched a digital asset pilot program allowing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC to be used as collateral in derivatives market. It provides guidance on tokenized collateral for RWAs like U.S. Treasuries, offering regulatory clarity. It withdraws outdated rules under the Genius Act. That's so funny. Outdated rules under the Genius Act. We just got it. Removing barriers to innovation. And the pilot includes weekly reporting, monitoring, and initially limiting margin to collateral for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. Now, as far as the CFTC pilot that we've got going on over here, this is a little bit of a different story, but this is from Miss Caroline Pham. And again, if you guys haven't said thank you to her, you need to. But she is launching the digital assets pilot program for both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. Coinbase says it unlocks digital innovations and improves finance. Helps their bottom line, baby. Profits. And Circle says it supports stablecoins, reduces settlement friction, strengthens US dollar. This is not strengthening the US dollar in any way, shape, or form. What this is doing is allowing USDC or whatever other stablecoins to essentially remove the US dollar, or to vertically integrate it. And we're going to get a CBDC. And that is what it is. But again, I like to call out both sides of the spectrum for all of you who are on the spectrum. Crypto.com says it provides long-awaited regulatory certainty in the U.S., and Ripple says it boosts capital efficiency and solidifies U.S. leadership in financial innovation. So that's good. I'm happy for them. 24/7 digital asset markets in the U.S. I love it. Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. So good for them. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit pessimistic just because I see a whole lot of stuff going on with institutions, and I just wish to, I don't want to say I was expecting more. I am working with VeChain, and the way that I am working with VeChain is that I will be running a validator. So if you'd like to use the link for the validator once we get it, I'd appreciate that. 10% of the rewards that I get are going to be going to the Self-Care Lab, which is my favorite nonprofit. Probably more. I'm going to be taking care of all the taxes and all kinds of stuff. But it's a near and dear charity or nonprofit to my heart, and a very, very small one that deserves a lot more than we've been given from the beautiful public servants of California. And I can call people out by name that have done terrible things. I've sat in meetings and you wouldn't believe some of the things I've seen. I'm wearing, shout out to Dog. Dog goes to the move. I'm sorry, I'm overstimulated. No, I'm not wearing black today. It's been cold. I'm not technical. I'm a bimbo on the internet. And I should start an OnlyFans account. It's so funny, the men that tell me that couldn't afford the OnlyFans account to begin with. And it's just weird. Like, I don't know. No wonder there's a male loneliness epidemic. I don't know. Anyways, really, really quickly. So Solana's kind of been trolling XRP for a while. And they said time to flip the switch. They tagged David Schwartz in this, or Mr. Katz. He's got so many damn names, but he's funny. I like him a lot. But they were doing 589 yesterday and whatnot. So everybody's like, are they partnering? What's not? This is what I said. I said, Solana's doing something big with XRP is a textbook marketing play. Why wouldn't you work with the second most popular crypto in the world and first love crypto to retail? So all of that is like XRP is the second most popular crypto in the world, and it's loved the most by retail. I see. Now, with that being said, what does a partnership look like? Like, is it a troll move? What's going on? Regardless if it's a troll move or not, it's still helping them because it's positive marketing that they're doing, you know? And there was like a big debate between Solana and XRP and whatever, and they're both separate. They both, as far as the fundamentals go, they both do separate things. Ripple is more of bankers ecosystem. Solana is like more of a competitor to Ethereum. And Ethereum and XRP, or Ethereum and Ripple, they can't really compete. They do very, very much, they do a lot of different things. Solana and Ethereum, I can see them more as a competitor. That's just my personal business. And as far as like a partnership or working with them, generally in crypto, we talk a lot about partnerships or working together. And it's really just cross-chain access, or it's integrating something into a existing system. And again, cross-chain is something that's going to be incredibly important moving forward. We've seen this with Ripple when they have with RLUSD, their stablecoin access to their stablecoin RLUSD is built on top of XRPL and Ethereum, and that's for a reason. We see other projects that have cross-chain capabilities, and that could be deemed as a partnership. Those different types of things. So we'll see what ends up happening. I know they've got their breakpoint. People like it, whatnot. But even if they're just trolling, it's still positive. It's still marketing. That's exactly what it is. And a lot of people don't seem to understand how marketing works, especially in crypto. And I've got stories. I do. Huh? You know what? I don't really like, you just got blocked. Anyways. I thought the going rate was on a whole Bitcoin per toe. Oh, no, gamer. It's for the entire feed. Yeah, if you give me one Bitcoin, you give me one Bitcoin, you could see my feet. But anyways, moral of the story is, okay, is Solana and XRP going to do something together? A Ripple? I have no idea. Will they? Will there be some sort of cross-chain capabilities? Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to have cross-chain capabilities with Ripple? It makes no sense why you wouldn't want to, especially like, I'm not getting paid to talk about them. Even if I was, it doesn't matter. They're the most talked about crypto, really, even outside of X. So there's that. Anyways, with that being said, let me see. Do I have anything else I want to say? I got in trouble. Why? Oh, because I said OF. Oh gosh. Yeah, let's do an appeal. Yeah, my live doesn't contain. I'll appeal in a second. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I got somebody reported me on TikTok because I talked about my feet, and it's actual content, which it's not. But anyways, I better go. I gotta go get my baby. I know it always happens on TikTok. That's why people are merging over to Facebook and Instagram, which the monetization on Facebook and on Facebook is like 5 times better than X and any other. Well, it's YouTube, then Facebook, then X, then TikTok. But anyways, I got to get going and I got to go get my kids. Sending y'all love and light, and I will catch up with you guys later. Bye, babies.